We got the Dave Filoni to direct a Star Wars movie. This comes to us from MovieWeb. Filoni's film will serve as a culmination of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, showcasing the war between the Imperial Remnant and the New Republic. That's all the quote had to say, which I think we already talked about this earlier, that it's going to be versus Thrawn and whatnot. The reason why this is on the end of my list is because I just feel like they're copying the Avengers. I feel like they're just trying it because they're like, oh, if it worked for Marvel, we should do it too. It better be good. I mean, I don't know. We already disliked Boba Fett. We're kind of disliking Mandalorian season 3 right now, which is kind of sad. Like, I'm enjoying it, but it's just not as good as the first 2 seasons, you know? Ahsoka, I haven't seen it yet, so we can't really judge that until, it comes out. But I'm just kind of hoping it ends up really cool. Not to mention, Filoni this is his first ever film that he's ever going to direct. Man, super lucky bastard gets to direct a Star Wars movie first. Can you believe that? So I'm hoping
he worked his way up. I mean, he
did
started
work his way up.
in animation, show ran Clone Wars, Rebels, and then he kind of transitioned over to live action, but under the tutelage of Jon Favreau with the Mandalorian and stuff, and continuing to do stuff in the Mandalorian verse. I mean, I think it makes sense that now it's just like he's taken the baby steps, So now he's directing a live action.
Aren't some of the episodes of Mandalorian like almost feature length? I don't know per se. All of them are, but
some are pretty long. But I thought
close to
like 50 minutes,
60 minutes.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to ask, aren't some of the episodes of The Mandalorian directed by Dave Filoni?
Well, yeah,
some of them
were
are
a couple. Yeah.
So he's been cutting his teeth on live action directing already.
Mm-hmm. But I will say they're not. This move reminds me less of the MCU and more of WB's fray of their Final Crisis TV movie event that they did with all their TV shows.
Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yes, yeah. So I think this is kind of in that area, but at least this movie is going to probably get to theaters instead of just being on streaming or something. So.
Yeah, this is the crossover won't be just like an episodic special. The crossover will be a feature film, a theatrical feature film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the culmination of all this, the Mando-verse, I guess, right? Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Ahsoka.
Or the Filoni-verse.
Does that mean we'll get some Skeleton Crew in there too, since that's supposed to be around the same time period? I don't know.
Maybe
not. Maybe not necessarily. Skeleton Crew could very well be its own separate thing.
Well, yeah, you don't want to. That's the problem with having things exist in the same time. Producers may or may not push. Well, this should be in here somewhere or make an appearance because we want it to stay relevant. We want it to be, a part of the universe, and people are going to wonder about this. So let's throw it in there. Let's not worry about if it makes sense or not. Yeah. And they're guilty of that, because they like, we got to have that one cameo from the little guy. The little guy shows up.
The Ugnaught?
I mean, the
Ugnaught. Bring the Ugnaught in here. And he's got to be voiced by Danny DeVito.
I have spoken.
I'm the trash man.
Trash man. Hey, Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to wait and see how Ahsoka does. And if the hype really does build up throughout that show, maybe then I'll bump up this movie to number 2 for me. Yeah. But, at the moment, I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to breathe ezy around this film.
There's still so much they have to build up to, it seems like. I mean, we still got some Mando. Like, season 3, Jon Favreau has already said he's worked on season 4. Season 4 is either being written or has been written already.
And there's a time jump for season 4. It's not going to be...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be like... I forget how... It's going to be closer to the 7th movie.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So we got that. We got Ahsoka. We don't know if that'll set up anything further, if there will be a season 2 of that. But then I don't know what's happening with Boba Fett. I don't know if there'll be a season 2 of Boba Fett, but he'll probably come back. Yeah. They'll probably end up just popping him into other things.
Just turn him into a bounty hunter again, and then it'll be good.
But
Either
they
that
still
or, like,
have some setup because we don't know what this culmination, this film is. Like, what are we building towards that this film needs to justifiably exist? So, and we still don't know any of that yet. We don't have any kind of inkling of like, well, how can this story all come together with all these different shows? So I feel like they still have a lot of setting up to do, and I don't know when this movie is coming out, but I know one of the movies they have kind of on the docket, like a date, is like sometime in 2029. So I don't know if maybe
If people are still interested.
if people are
Yeah,
starting-
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's so long from now. My God.
I think one in like 2025, another in 2026 or 27, and then one in 2029.
That's not a real year.
I thought I heard that they're trying to like the Mando and Grogu story will end with this movie. So there's only one way it can end. Mando's dying.
The way.
Of course.
I mean, listen, we all know that eventually Pedro Pascal's character will die, and then we're gonna have to have an adult Grogu in the future at some point, you know. And
Is it
he's
going to be like in Clone Wars where Grogu picks up Mando's helmet like Boba did his dad?
and then he becomes a warlord in Tatooine.
but he's like still talking like a toddler.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you. Like he just starts shooting people. He's got like a little baby Grogu gun. That'd be hilarious. He shoots it with the Force. Yeah, so I think, you know, again, I'll give this movie a shot. Like I'm not gonna say it's gonna be bad. I just, you know, I'm trying to keep my energy tempered, I suppose, with that one.